Now, those on TikTok, obviously, we're not going to be able to see it. So if you want to switch on over to the play button side to watch this live with us, you are free to do so. But have a ga.
What are you in for? What are you in for?
I found something buried in the woods.
Dad.
This is unacceptable. Do you understand?
Was that Star Wars lawyer?
I know, that's what I was laughing. Hold on. Oh my gosh.
This shows me right here that I want Chris to be my dad. He's younger than me, but still.
What have we here?
What do you think it is?
Hold on, Neil. Neil, what are you doing?
What do you think it is?
Is that how you hear? Oh my gosh. Hold on, he says black father with glasses in Star Wars. I feel represented. Let's go.
Don't touch anything. What did you do?
We're lost. Really lost.
Stay together. We just need some directions home.
Come on, kid. Pay up. Whoa.
Where'd you two find an old Republic credit?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a freaking call out, dude.
Old Republic Lord Drives? Cool. Cool.
Pay up. Whoa.
Where'd you two find an old Republic credit?
Over here, quick. I'll get you home. We'll make a partnership. But we have to move fast. I need you to take the controls.
Okay. Neil? Neil?
Guys, we have to protect Neil at all costs.
A crew of murderous pirates is coming.
Urkel?
Something's wrong.
Roger
They're
Sock
not
and
going
robots?
to just turn up. We need to find them.
We're not alone down here.
Be warned.
Oh,
Every
what are we looking at?
Not alone down here.
Wow.
That's a sick ship.
It's a sick
Okay,
ship.
But this is like,
This looks like Malibu in Star Wars. Like,
this looks like Snow Canto Bite. Can't Snow Bite.
y'all having a good Friday so far? We're having a great Friday so far.
Fantastic.
They spent money on this show. Yeah, I gotta say, and we'll finish this trailer to give our full thoughts, but it looks really good.
Be warned. Every booby traps. Pirates. And mountains where none dare to go.
If you hear this, don't give up. No matter what.
What is that? A voice? Who is that voice?
Go back.
Is that the voice from the hologram?
And mountains
From the
where
hollow?
none dare to go.
If you hear this,
No.
That looks like a senator, right? Or
Yeah.
like a teacher?
I mean, this looks like okay, lost resources. Somehow the New Republic, some crooked senator wants to get it back. That's what I'm calling, or wants to get their grubby paws on it. They hire a team of pirates to go take it.
No.
don't give up. No matter what.
Woo!
Okay. I like how it looks. It looks really, really good. Like, compared to the trailer that we saw like months ago to now, it looks like the production
quality
value
is just there.
Yeah, it looks final, like it's not like like it's not like an early build. It's like the color grading was there, the just the way film looks and feels when it has that lamination on top of it, that the editing laminate, as it were.
So we got Eric Snoker, who says, out of curiosity, they mentioned Old Republic credit. That's just a callback to the Republic at this point in time, yeah? Not to Tor, the Old Republic. So we don't know. We don't know if this is... Because Star Wars has they struggle with this, where some things are part diegetic and part for the audience. And you never know. It seems to me like they are calling back to the Old Republic, Revan days, because this seems to be a lost ancient spaceship that they found. But who knows? It does sound reasonable though. If someone post Empire says, "Oh, the Old Republic," they could just be talking about Clone Wars era Republic.
No, I mean, and I think for the most part, this is a callback or a reference to the Old Republic. Like, I agree with Choco to the point where they do have that problem, but at the same time, they don't have that problem. Like, they a lot of times in universe, they very specifically call back to certain eras, on purpose. Like when Afra is talking about a dig or a score, she's like, "This is from the High Republic." Yeah. Like, they have those in universe, or they have those eras in universe for a reason. And I think, like, definitely in the captions, it was capitalized Old Republic credit. So I think it's a callback to what we know as the Old Republic. And in particular, the way they're asking about it, like,
yeah,
because like,
I mean, no one would be like, "How did you get a thing from 30 years ago?" Like,
well, in general, when we think about the Mandalorian and how, like, they like, sometimes he's offered Imperial credits, and they're like, this isn't worth anything or anything like that. Like, if I feel like if it's old enough to have a name, then it's going to be named that. I don't know. I think about, like, Qui-Gon saying, like, Republic Dectaries.
Yeah. I agreed. But see, the VGC says, I mean, kids having coins from like 50 years ago would make sense. Also, I mean, we can't deny the very intentional Goonies vibes that they're going for with this. This would be Goonies. They were dealing with pirate era stuff. I think so.
But other than that, there's so much in that trailer that we need to pour over when we have the time. But it looked really good. I enjoyed the vibes. The song in the beginning certainly gave that Goonies vibe. I love how much more featured Neil is.
Yeah.
In this trailer, using the tip of his floppy ear.
I enjoyed just the swashbuckling feel of it. Like, this to me feels like what George Lucas wanted to bring back with Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, an adventure.
Because he talks about the adventure shows, the pirate shows that he grew up with, pirate shows, the cowboy shows, that sort of thing. This definitely has that vibe. Where are you at with the is he or is he not a Jedi? That
I'm still on the notion that he's just a Force user. I think I mean, at the very least, at the time that he meets, or that Jadna meets them, he's unaffiliated, but he could have a history that points to an affiliation.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time that they meet him, at the very least, he doesn't seem like a Darksider. Or he could just be really good at bamboozling everybody.
Yeah, he's it's giving me, you know, bait and switch. It's giving me Force user, maybe at one point in time was a Jedi, lost faith, became a pirate, is doing his thing, and then is going to have that DJ moment of choosing where he's going to be at the end of this. Also, this show was supposed to be in a different galaxy. I assume the kids went from their galaxy to a different one, and then it's found out that they were from a different galaxy, from whatever we've seen. No, I mean, remember when Ahsoka went to a different galaxy? Like, it took a lot. It took a lot to get there. I suppose it is theoretically possible, but just looking from the vibes, it just looks like it's just a bunch of kids who jump out in this unknown ship that is gonna predate anyone's ability to track it. You know what I mean? You know how, like, in The Mandalorian, they used the Razor Crest because of how old it was and it wasn't registered and then all this stuff? I think these kids are just lost in space. I did like seeing that the kids don't completely know each other. This is probably, you know, them wrapping up a little bit of what was it called, the Breakfast Club in there. I feel like this is probably like all the detention kids getting together to be rebellious.
You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the prospect that they actually do get lost, like truly lost, in which it's like wild space. And everything that they're encountering, including Gorian Shard and the pirates and all of those characters, come from like a portion of piracy that, like, they're charting wild space, right? And this is like all new, uncharted territory. Like, the planets that we're seeing are going to be new, and this isn't them like landing on Canto, but like it looked like. And that's how we would get those scenes where they stumble upon like an Old Republic credit, right?
Yeah, I mean, this could, if this actually is an Old Republic ship, it's probably headed to some place specific, you know, 3,000 years ago.
Do we know it's not the Ebon Hawk?
That would be a cool tie-in if it actually was the Ebon Hawk. But like, I would imagine it was headed to a destination, and maybe they got damaged and had to stop off, and you know, and the kids are going to repair whatever that is, and it'll continue to where it was going to go. So wherever they end up, that end result, honestly, maybe it's going to be wild space. I kind of doubt it, since I don't think anything was explored that far out back then. But it'll be to a destination from 3,000 years ago too. So their destination is also going to have that ancient vibes. And even if they land on like someplace,
sorry, I'm just trying to insert everything KOTOR as possible into this, just for.
But I just want to say, even if they did land someplace that is modern, someplace that they know, it's like these are kids. Like, if little kids ended up in a town in Texas, they wouldn't be able to just get home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So has it been confirmed that all we're seeing in terms of the suburbs and stuff and like where they live, that's Coruscant?
I don't think that's been confirmed anywhere. The only place that would confirm something like that would be StarWars.com, and I don't recall seeing.
Yeah, because.
But I haven't looked at the. Sorry, good.
Well, the only reason I say that is because I feel like without the central square, without like the peak of the mountain on Coruscant and what we see from the Mandalorian with like the New Republic, it could be a more suburban planet like Brental or Hosnian.
Yeah, I mean, I'm calling that it's one of the colonies.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but that if it were Brental, it would be a good callback to Satil Shan's home planet, but also it would be a good callback or a good place for the Ebon Hawk to kind of crash landed all those years ago. I mean, if it is confirmed to be Coruscant, the Ebon Hawk could also be there as well.
I also don't want it to be Coruscant.
It depends, really.
Just because it was kind of already stated that the only spot that was really not that the whole planet is city. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's not this would imply there's big, large chunks, that are, not actual city.
It could be a biome too that we're seeing.
Yeah.
It could be a biome with you see the atmosphere in the sky.
It's the story of kids who happen to live on what they think of as a boring planet, says co-creator Chris Ford. Yeah, and I love that. I love that. That's why I feel like sometimes we get bogged down with like what's being shown and not why it's being shown. Because I remember people getting mad that they saw suburbs in Star Wars. But you're like, no, the suburbs are boring. That is the point. They're in a nowhere place where nothing happens. Like the vast majority, like we tell the stories in Star Wars are when something exciting is happening. But like 99.9% of all places, everywhere, all the time, there's nothing happening.
Yeah, so I feel like there's... I mean, if we go off of what we know so far, Brental, Hosnian, Alderaan was blown up. But those planets are not city planets. They're very suburban. They do have a city center, but for the most part, it could be one of those planets.
Yep.
Or they could just go with an entirely new planet. That's fine too.
I almost want it. I want it to be either Hosnian or in the Hosnian system. I want to spend time on a planet that I know will be blown up in the future, so that it hurts more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then that
like watching.
It's gonna create an Order 66 problem where we're like, where were
what
the
happened
kids?
to Neil?
Yeah, where were the kids during the sequels? Like, no. But if the series ends where the kids just don't make it home and they're just off world at the time, then we're like, okay, so
the kids are gonna end up being like, I'm not about this life. We're gonna go travel. We're just gonna do hood rat stuff around the galaxy, and you're like, yeah.
I mean, like, because the introduction or the inclusion of Jadna Nawoot creates a possibility that they don't return home and that they end up helping him or he ends up taking them. It depends on what kind of like archetype that he's trying to play, but I've always looked at Skeleton Crew as another puzzle piece for New Jedi Order that needs to be in place in order for them to have the correct script. And those kids, if this is like between Return of the Jedi and the sequels, I think it was like what around was it said that it's after Return of the Jedi, right? And but there's no exact years.
There's no exact years, but this seems to be the latest thing in the timeline that we have.
Yeah.
Dare to entertain. Haven't seen you in a minute. Great to see you.
Hello. I mean, the High Republic kids show how characters that 100% die later. That's not true.
Of old age, that's different. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm sure they're dead now, but any that like the people who are
you're a liar
trying to
Nubs
imply
is still
that
alive.
Nubs is eternal. Nubs is love. Nubs is life.
That's gonna be a T-shirt. That's gonna be a merch drop later. Nubs is eternal. But yeah, I think my desire excuse me, my desire is for the kids, or for, if I were to have my pick of the litter, the kids. Neil would be force sensitive. KB would be force sensitive, or they're all force sensitive and they go on to get like marooned on a lost planet, and then they all develop their own kind of lost tribe. But they're found by Ray and Finn, and that's like an initial foil or an initial conflict that needs to be resolved, and they end up like kind of banding together. Because I think the biggest thing for me with the New Jedi Order is I feel like, to kind of flip the narrative on its head when it comes to too old to train and flipping the Jedi Order's old hubris on its head, the New Jedi Order needs to start with adults.
I don't want them to have any or lean into force sensitivity or trying to be a Jedi or anything like that. I want, I mean, and of course this is just, the show hasn't come out yet, this is just us spitballing. Please throw out your theories in the chat. We would love to discuss them here. But I'm leaning towards, like, there are these kids and they're being chased by these pirates, by this, this pirate crew. And in the end, they are going to become a pirate crew themselves. Not that they're going to go rob people or whatever, but they might just do adventures and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to see if they meet up with what's his name? Tech's girlfriend.
Fee.
Yeah, they can meet up with an older Fee who's like, I don't know, at this point, sending people on missions or whatever. But I would love to, like, have a book or something, because I'm already imagining the story in my head. Book or something like that takes place way later. Maybe Rey needs to get out to the Outer Rim, so she charters a ship, and their ship pulls up, and they're just all adults. And they're like, yeah, we've been, like, hanging together since kids. I don't know. That's what I want.
Would she be like 60? Well, Fee seems to be like,
Fee's black, so she could be anywhere between,
I feel
30
so,
and 600.
What's the timeline of the final season of the Bad Batch? Before the time skip at the epilogue? 15? We're still around 18, 17?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be like we don't know how long, how much further it is after Return of the Jedi it is, so it could be another 20 years, so she would be like 50, 60. But we don't know Fee's age entirely.
Jedi Smart, I should be at home playing Veilguard, but I'm stuck at work. I feel you, man. I freaking love that game.
I mean, nothing's stopping you from playing Veilguard while we do this. But I feel like in terms of my desire for them to be force sensitive, I don't want them to be force sensitive in the series. But considering the narrative structure of what Star Wars has always been, and the way they put Jadna in there, I feel like he's kind of destined to be either the foil or the mentor for the kids. And it might seem like the easy path, But it you know, just like how we kind of argued with Boba Fett showing up in Mando, and Mando showing up in Boba Fett, and the kind of interconnected universe kind of feel, I feel like it would behoove them to set up these kids to have a future somewhere. And the future narrative of Star Wars at the moment is Dawn of the Jedi, which is too far back, and New Jedi Order, which is just in their time frame to be adults. You know.
I mean, let's say they are force sensitive. I think they would just continue to cruise around the galaxy with him, because there's not like a school to take him to at this point in time.
At this point in time, there would be Luke's.
If potentially, so I'm not saying that Luke's doesn't exist. But what I'm saying is that having a large Jedi Order that everyone knows about to send their kids to.
No, not that
I don't believe that
not,
exists.
Not that
at
they
this
would
point in
be
time.
sent to the Jedi Order. Like it's a larger known thing. But we do know based on Mandalorian that Ahsoka knows that Luke has a school, and we do know from Rise of Kylo Ren that kids arrived.
Yep.
With Ben, and they're all adults by the time we meet them in Rise of Kylo Ren. So the question remains: does Luke's school take Vo and Ben when they're older, or does he take them when they're younglings? And so we could be looking at kids that go to his school that are, I mean, obviously they don't all share names with the students that we meet in Rise of Kylo Ren. But again, Ben wasn't the first student, right? He was the first among his group.
Yeah.
So there could be different batches. I just know I didn't.
Or I mean, the other side is what I'm leaning into is they also could just not cross paths with Luke.
Yeah.
They don't know his school exists. He doesn't find him.
I also don't argue that all of them are force sensitive. I just want KB Neal and what's the name of the main one?
I have forgotten all of their names except for Neil.
KB's the Geordie LaForge kid. Fern is the other girl. I forgot the main kid. I forgot the main kid already. Dang. Anybody?
Plot twists are actually the future Knights of Ren.
I mean, it's not outside the realm of Lucasfilm.
What's your name? My name is Fickrel. And you're like, no.
What's the other one? Appa? Appla. Why did no one tell me Tunde Adebimpe is going to be in Skeleton Crew? No one told us that there was going to be a trailer today. Wim! That's his name, Wim. Neil, Fern, Wim, and KB.
Yes.
KB is I kin KB because she's the Asian in the group of friends. Neil because he's just adorable, and I really want to know what species Neil is, but also the way he like just uses the tip of his floppy to hear. I don't even know if he's actually I don't know if he's actually hearing better. I just think that's just something that Neil does. Wait, she was Asian? I don't know if KB is going to identify as anything Asian, but the actress is Asian. Asian Samoan mix, I believe.
Lead singer of my favorite band is in Star Wars.
Is that who Tunda Adebimpe is?
Is the father?
No, that's Chris. That's Star Wars lawyer. What you talking about? Quote, Neil as a sweet, shy little blue elephant-like alien, but Robert always came at it at this other oblique angle. he's a comedian. I kin Neil for this reason. Yeah. I did ask this question a couple
You're
months
gonna
ago.
have to fly the ship. And he's like, "Bruh?"
So after this, I know you were kind of hesitant or didn't really have a firm answer when I asked this question a couple of months ago, but after that trailer, is there someone that you're kinning right now? Who do you relate to the most? Probably still Neil.
No, I mean, it's gonna be Wim and Neil, for sure.
Okay.
From what I see, I see both. As far as the comedian aspect of it, I really only lean into doing things to lighten the mood if I'm playing off of a straight man. Otherwise, I'm pretty somber.
I did like that scene where Jadna was like, I need you to take the controls right now. And Neil's like, okay. There's going to be I feel like there's going to be a lot of Neil going like this and like having that C-3PO face.
I'm just derp.
Yeah. Because the
Derp.
expression doesn't change much, right? Just like the C-3PO, it's always that one expression, but you could just tell behind that expression what he's thinking.
Yeah.
My word.
I typically dislike child actors only because they're not given good direction and the performance feels bad. But these kids seem to know what they're doing, so I'm happy. Yeah, I mean, a director needs to know how to work with kids in order to have kid actors. George Lucas is not that man. You know what I mean? If you tell Liam Neeson faster and more intense, Liam Neeson knows what to do. If you tell, Jake Lloyd faster and more intense, he's just like, no, all my life.
Yeah. Are you an angel? But I think John Watts, Homecoming. Yeah. I think he does really well with like that demographic, from like preteen to teen to, because I really liked Homecoming, and yeah, he does really good job directing that demographic and kind of setting up the story to feel like that. Whereas kind of George just excels at world building, and the broader social dynamics gets lost without like someone like Marsha or an editor, So I am super pumped, super excited for this show. I believe it's December 20th. When does it? December 3rd.
December 3rd.
Okay, December 3rd. So we have a smooth track to Christmas.